Hey guys, welcome to the first How to Beat the Bookie podcast. What I want to do in this first podcast is just tell you a little bit about myself and tell you what separates me from the fucking clowns and con men that are trying to get you to send their money for their guaranteed winners. So let's get started. My name is John Massa. I've been around the sports betting world for over 40 years. Now when I say I've been around the sports betting world, I don't mean as a sports tout service. I'm talking about in the trenches. My father was a bookie. By the time I was 14, I was already running parlay tickets and going in on the weekends, answering phones and writing betting slips. By the time I was 20 years old, I had more knowledge than all these fake-ass fucks will ever have in their lifetime. Now, if you listen to Stu Finer to laugh at him, that's one thing. But if you send this fucking clown money for his picks, you're the moron. There's another guy out there, Steve Stevens. Calls himself the bookie killer. This guy couldn't kill a fucking fly, and that's if I spot him the fly swatter. He tries to come up for some kind of hard guy. If he grew up in my neighborhood, I'd be taking his fucking lunch money away from him. The Instagram is loaded with these guys. One guy calls himself Odd Locks. He claims he's 312 winners against 97 losses. That's 76.2%. That's ridiculous. Maybe he went 3-1 a couple of weeks and hit 75%. But we all know after 400 games, 76% is impossible. Guys, Google this. Google Billy Walters' 60 Minutes interview. Billy Walters is a legend in the business. He's known as the all-time best sports bettor. I used to deal with Billy back in the day. Even Billy Walters didn't go 76%. Look, these guys are all frauds and fakes. I'm the real deal. I've been at this a long time. Now let me show you the reason why I'm successful. I want you to go to my website, www.howtobeatthebookie.com. On my website, you'll see I have 3 sports: Major League Baseball, NBA, and NFL. Being that we're right in the middle of NFL season, let's just concentrate on football for right now. What makes my ratings different from everybody else, or those that have it? I rate each team home and away. Compare mine with the Sagarin ratings. Now, Sagarin is a well-respected rating system. The BCS uses the Sagarin ratings as part of the teams that they choose for the college playoffs. What Sagarin does is rate each team and then gives you a generic number for their home team. And this week, I think it's 0.87. In other words, every team has the same home field advantage, which is not only ridiculous, but it's actually insulting to a pro like me. Obviously, different teams are different at home and away. And you'll see that by looking at my ratings. On top of that, if you want to compare my ratings with the Sagarin ratings, this week, he's got the San Francisco 49ers rated as the 14th best team in the league, which is ridiculous. But it's a lot better than what ESPN has. ESPN uses what they call their Football Power Index, or FPI. They've got the 49ers rated as the 9th best team. Now, we all know that they're not. I have the 49ers rated as the 26th best team. So you guys take a look and you decide, you guys tell me who has the better ratings. Anyway, I want to give you guys a little head start on the weekend and an idea of how I make my numbers. So this week, we've got the Atlanta Falcons playing against the New Orleans Saints. And if you haven't heard by now, looks like Breeze cracked a couple of ribs. Regardless whether they're broke or not, he's going to be out for the next few weeks. So that'd change my rating on the New Orleans Saints, obviously. When you're taking Breeze out of the game, he's got the number 3 quarterback rating, number 4 passer rating. So with the points that I take off the team, I've now got New Orleans rated as a 26.4 at home. I've got the Falcons rated 23.7 on the road. The Falcons are also coming off a bye, which gives them a little more of an advantage. Now, the 2 teams split 2 games last year, with each team winning on the road. The Falcons have won 3 of their last 4 games since firing the head coach Quinn and their general manager. And in those 4 games, Matty Ice is completing 72.8% of his passes while averaging 318.5 yards per game, throwing 8 TDs and just 2 interceptions. Getting back to the 3 out of 4 wins for the Falcons, the only loss was in the last play of the game against the Lions at home. They lost by 1 point. So you can see the Falcons are a different team in their last 4 games. Now, New Orleans, again, granted, they've won their last 6 straight, playing real good. But they're going to be without Breeze in this game. And like I said, you're taking away the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Also, the Falcons are 7-1 in their last 8 on the road, while the Saints are 2-4 in their last 6 at home. So the Falcons are going to be my play this week. And that's what I want to share with you guys. You're going to get an early jump on taking the Atlanta Falcons. I already took +5. You can see I'm looking at my computers because I'm always working, guys. I just want you to know that. What I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to give you a look at what I'm looking at. Now, if you can get a look at this, this is what is called the Don Best screen. And what I'm looking at here, what I'm trying to show you guys, this program is showing me every hotel in Vegas and all the big offshore books. It's showing me the line. I don't know if you guys have seen any moves here. Oh, there's an info also. We'll also get some infos up in them little boxes. And what do we see right now? You can see, if you see the black, that's a little bit of a line movement. They're playing a total on the Houston and New England game. So when I'm telling you guys lines that I'm playing, and when I show you my videos on Instagram, I may have taken a number and you're like, oh, well, you didn't see that number. That's a fake number. Though I see every number. You got to remember, these lines, some of these lines are opening up on Sunday night. I'm already on top of them. So getting the right number is so important to the game. Every half point is an edge. Already I've had a couple of games, a couple of weeks ago, I gave you the Giant and Redskin total, under 43.5. Boom, game landed 43. Every half point is important. Now I've had a couple of questions. Should I buy the half a point? Should I buy a point? No, do not buy points. Here's where we're at, okay? So when you're laying 11-10, you've already got to win 52.3% of your bets to break even. Buy a half a point, you gotta win 54.5% of your bets. You want to buy a full point, you've got to win 56.5%. This is just to break even. So no, you don't want to buy points, but you got to get the right number. You got to get it as early as possible. So here I'm going to try and give you a shot to get out there, get the Falcons +5. I give you my idea about about buying points. You want to stay away from that. You want to stay away from your sucker bets. I know you see all these Instagram shots. Guy hit a 16 parlay and he just won 100 grand. Look, it's like getting struck by lightning. Make your bets, bet straight. You'll never see me making any teaser bets, any parlay bets. I bet straight. I bet according how far off I think the line is. That's the size of my bet. I hope you don't make the mistake about chasing. You lose a couple of games. Are you due to win a game? You're not due to win a game. Every game is a new game. You're due to win a game if you follow my bets. Now, I'm not going to make no claims. This is a lock. I guarantee this. I hit 75, I hit 80%. Here's what I guarantee. You follow me, and at the end of the season, in each sport, you'll make money. You will not get buried. And again, I do NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. Now, if you take a look at my site in NBA, very similar to my NFL with the ratings. You get a home and away rating. Now, that didn't come into play at the end of this year because of the bubble. Everything was on a neutral court. I expect to be a home and away rating again once we start the 2021 season. Baseball's a little bit different. I'll go over with you real quick. So baseball, I've got a home and away rating for each team. The difference being, let's take the Yankees playing the New York Mets. I'm going to go real quick for you. The Yankees are a 116 at home, and the Mets are 67 on the road. So instead of simple math, addition, subtraction, it's 116 divided by 67, and the Yankees are $1.73. Now, of course, that's before the pitching matchups and a whole bunch of other stuff, with the pitching matchups being the most obvious that'll move the line one way or the other. Let's say you got DeGrom going against one of the Yankees' worst pitches. That's going to move the line in the Mets' favor big time. But just to give you a ballpark idea. So again, football, basketball, very easy. Take the home team, take the road team, you subtract it, there's your difference. Baseball, you got to take the high number, divide by the low number, and you get your initial price. And these are all before you start moving a game. Let's say like a game I gave you last week. I gave you Cincinnati Bengals at Pittsburgh Steelers. I gave you the Steelers. Now on top of the line, me thinking the line should be much higher, the Steelers had won their last 10 meetings against the Bengals. 7-2-1 against the number. They also led the league in sacks, the Steelers, with 32. When the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line was in flux. So you put all those factors in together and you like the Steelers even more. So these are the things that come into play once you get your base number that you put on. The biggest thing, obviously, in football is injuries. Like this week, I'm giving you the Falcons. You got Drew Brees is going to be out. Would I like the Falcons +5 if Drew Brees was going to be in? Absolutely not. At that point, I'm looking at probably a 7.5 point spread with the Saints. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my first podcast. I'll be trying to drop some knowledge on you each time. Catch me on my YouTube videos. Catch me on my Instagram. And definitely go to my website, www.howtobeatthebookie.com. Because even if I don't predict the game, I run down every game for that week. NFL, MLB, or NBA. So right now we're in the middle of NFL season, and I'll run down each game even if I'm not liking the game. Guys, it's great having you with me. I love all the support, and look forward to send me some questions, and I'll be answering some questions next time on the podcast. Thanks again.